Hi everybody, welcome back with the reading time with B. Sorry I haven't been on here in a while, but I've been doing some stuff lately and that's it, but I've caught up with it and I've come back to here and I want to start reading stories again. It made my day when I read stories to all of you, and to see all of you enthused with the stories I'm reading is really cool. Well, I made a stop by my local library today and I got a few books that I want to show you. This is called Sammy. This is the Classroom Guinea Pig. And this is called The Sad Book. And this one is called Bats at the Library. I don't know, I kind of like the art in the front. That was pretty cool. And then this one is called The Little Hippo's Adventure. I thought was pretty neat. I don't know what I'm gonna read first. I think let's read Sammy. I thought would be really cool. I don't know. I kind of like the guinea pig on the front. You can't let me know, but like if you like the videos, you like the guinea pig on the front. This is called Sammy, the Classroom Guinea Pig, and the author is Alix Berenzy. I got that so wrong. Sammy, the Classroom Guinea Pig. Sammy's right there. I hope this is not a sad story. I hope I didn't pick a sad story. Okay. Sammy had his own little house. Inside was a soft blue sock. He liked to take naps on it. The sock had a hole in it, but Sammy didn't mind. I think I chose a sad story. Hopefully not. The house had two doors, one to run in and the other one to run out. Sometimes he ran in the outdoor and out the indoor. Sometimes he slept on the roof. Sammy felt safe knowing he had a place to hide. Sammy had a big cage to scamper about in. His food bowl was always filled with fresh guinea pig pellets. He had hay to chew on, water to drink, and a round block of salt to lick. Sammy liked his home. Sammy could read a clock, but he would always know when Miss B, the teacher, would arrive. Every morning she brought him a treat, but today she was late. Bleep, Sammy squeaked in greeting when she finally appeared in the doorway. Yes, I hear you, Sammy, said Mrs. B. She was thinking of all the things she had to do, and she hurriedly offered him a piece of carrot. Sammy stood on his hind legs, a difficult trick for a guinea pig to take the carrot. Guinea pigs have individual tastes. Sammy liked many kinds of fruits and vegetables. Mrs. B's class had learned that Sammy's favorite treat of all was cantaloupe rind. Like most guinea pigs, he loved freshly cut grass. In warm weather, the children would bring him a great bunch, sometimes with dandelions. They were careful, though, not to bring him grass from the other roadside, where it could be polluted by cars or other animals from the lawn with chemicals. Sammy heard the voices of other children in the hall. They burst into the classroom, all talking loudly. "Weep, weep," cried Sammy happily, adding to the din. "Everybody settle down," cried Mrs. B. Soon all the students were sitting in their seats and watching Mrs. B write on the blackboard. Sammy watched too, but as the lesson began, Sammy felt something bothering him. It bothered him more and more and more, and last he could not contain it no longer. "Weep," he shrieked at the top of his lungs. He sprang onto the roof of his house. "Weep, weep," he cried again. He leapt off and began to run, kicking wood shavings everywhere. Mrs. B stopped writing on the blackboard. "For heaven's sake," she exclaimed, "what's the matter, Sammy?" "Weep, weep." He squealed, spinning in circles around this cage. Another burst of shavings fell to the floor. All the children turned around in their seats. "What's the matter, Sammy?" they cried. "Oh no, I hope nothing's wrong with Sammy. Oh no." Mrs. B and her students gathered around the cage. Sammy stopped scurrying and let the teacher pick him up. She lifted him with 2 hands, careful to support his heavy hindquarters. Sammy found himself nose to nose with the teacher. "What is the matter?" she demanded. "Weep," Sammy squeaked. Oh no. Everyone loved Sammy, and he was worried. "Is he sick?" asked Robbie. "When guinea pigs don't feel well, they usually sit quietly with their fur puffed up," Mrs. B explained. "His appetite's good. There's no wetness around his eyes or nose, which could also tell if he were sick." "He looks fine to me," she asked, mystified. "Is he afraid of something?" asked Eric. If Sammy were frightened, his instincts would tell him to run into his house and be very quiet. "So I don't think he's afraid," the teacher reasoned. "I taught you to talk softly and be gentle when you play with him. That way he won't be afraid of us. He'll think of us as friends." "Maybe something's hurting him, Mrs. B," said Lisa, worried. "Well, let's take a look." Sammy felt himself lowered onto the table. Miss B lifted each one of his little ears and looked into him. He felt her fingers parting his fur to reveal his skin. He wished she would scratch him under the chin instead. He liked that. "Do you see any red marks or bald spots?" she asked the class. "That would tell us if Sammy had a skin problem. Now that could make him upset." But Sammy's skin looked perfectly healthy. Because we keep him in his cage nice and clean, it's unlikely that he would have the problem. "I can't imagine why he was screaming so," the teacher confessed. Sammy decided he didn't like them looking through his fur anymore. He began to make unhappy noises, small, irritated squeals and squeaks. "Will he bite?" asked Tanisha nervously. "Most guinea pigs don't bite," replied Mrs. B. "They bite only if they are frightened." She let Sammy go, and he immediately complaining. He began to waddle along the tabletop, sniffing the surface. "Waddle, waddle, waddle, waddle," Sammy chuckled as he went. "That's his exploring sound," said Mrs. B. Sammy was enjoying himself. He liked to explore new things. I think he just wanted to be let out of his cage. Oh, excuse me. That's hopefully what's wrong with him. Sammy made his way to Maria and touched her nose with his. That's how guinea pigs recognize and greet each other, explained Mrs. B. Doot, 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 doot. Sammy burbled in his soft musical tones. That means he's happy, she said. Sammy was glad when Maria picked him up and cuddled him. Her sweater was soft and warm. Mrs. B, I think I know what's wrong with Sammy, Maria said. I think it's because today is Monday. What? Everyone exclaimed. Sammy was alone all weekend, Maria explained. I think he's glad to see us. He wants our attention. That's all. Mrs. B studied the little guinea pig. Sammy, she said sternly, is that true? Is that what's the matter? I think that's what's the matter too. Maria sat Sammy down on the table and everyone gathered closer. Sammy felt something scratch his chin. He scrunched up his nose in pleasure. Doo, doo, doo. He juggled happily. All his friends were back. And that's Sammy, the Classroom Guinea Pig. Alright. We'll read those other books, like The Little Hippo's Adventure next time, and The Bats at the Library next time, and The Sad Book next time. I hope you're looking forward to all these books. I am too. I picked them out, and I'm glad I went to my local library and got my library card, and we finished one of them. It was very sweet, and I love this book, and I hope you loved it too, and I hope you have a great day, and just remind you to be kind, to be nice, and to be the best human you can be, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.